because of that during the months of Ramadan he received the first revelation and he discovered a new reality, a consolidated reality, and he became a prophet. And then actually his religion, i.e. Islam, is an expansion on the experience that he had in that cave, an expansion on the experience that he had received and he had experienced in that cave. So actually it was an expansion of his personality. The whole Islamic civilization is a lofty image of the personality of the Prophet himself. So to speak, he expanded himself into a religion, into a civilization. But the journey and the beginning of that experience actually took place when he used to go into a cave to meditate and to contemplate and to have the religious experience. So the kernel, now I am emphasizing the fact that the kernel is the experience and the beliefs and the theological beliefs are the kind of explanation, epistemological explanation, which is being imposed on that experience. And then in order to preserve the experience, in order to preserve the beliefs, the theological beliefs, you need a kind of shell which functions as a protective belt. Therefore, you, let us say, forge or fabricate or create a sort of protective belt, i.e. you need a morality and then you need a kind of law. In such a space, in such an atmosphere, the religious experience is reproducible, repeatable. This is very important. Every prophet actually needs his religion to be, conveyed, and his teachings and his experience to be conveyed to the posterity, to later generations. And for this he has to provide the atmosphere in which religious experience can flourish, can be reproduced, can be conveyed to others. So actually in a non-religious or in a non-pious atmosphere, like the religious experience usually cannot take place. It's very, very hard to come by. So we need such a medium in order to have such an experience. This actually helps us. This brief description of the shell and the kernel of religion and religiosity helps us to know and to judge which society is more religious. Now, as you know, we have got this question in front of us. Are we living in a more religious age than the previous one? Was the medieval, era, the inhabitants of the medieval era, more religious than the people, the inhabitants of the modern age? Are people now more irreligious, more anti-religious? Usually this is the common judgment that through modernity people have become more irreligious and they have abandoned their beliefs, their practice, their experience and whatsoever. In Iran, for example, we have got the same debate among the intellectuals, among the scholars. Are our youngsters now more religious than before? Has the Islamic Revolution helped youngsters to become more religious, more attendant to religious practice? Are they firmer and more established in their beliefs, or perhaps they are not like that? So what is the criterion really in order to decide? What is the criterion? If you take the practicing of, of the ahkam, of the rulings of faith, apparently we have to come to the conclusion that people have become more negligent, isn't it? And in the past, as far as we know, as far as the books of history show us, people were very, very much more interested in practicing, and the appearance and on the surface, the Islamic societies, during the month of Ramadan, mosques see and notice a decline. So is this the right criterion to use? Is the practice, is the liveliness of the shell, so to speak, the presence of the shell is a good criterion to say that, to decide whether we have got a better or a more religious society or not. The criterion that I go by and I take it as the main criterion, since we are going to deal with the challenges of modernity to religion, therefore we have to see what sort of challenge is there and what modernity will do with each part of religion, with the shell or with the term. Now, as far as I understand, I would like to persuade you, perhaps, to think about it, is that religiosity is not to be gauged on the practicing of religion, with praying, with fasting, and so on. Observance, yes. I'm not saying that these have nothing to do with Islam or religiosity. I am not talking about the criteria, because you can have all this by force. You can have all this through taqleed, emulation, blind emulation, as it is the case in most of the religious societies, among most of the people. They usually do not know. I am not saying that this has got no benefit, this is not useful. That is not what I'm saying. It has got its own functions. I mean, people to say prayers, to fast during the Ramadan, without knowing what they are doing. But as a criterion, you cannot use it as observance of the rule. Because as I said, it can lead you to a blind emulation, which is usually the case. And it can be made by force. For example, in Iran, now we have got hijab, okay, among the women. This is by force. I mean, if they let people free, women free, maybe 90% of the women will take hijab. They believe in Islam and they do it themselves. A few percent, 5%, 10% they do not like it. But now, of course, it is like a law in Iran, and it has to be observed by any lady whatsoever. And or, for example, abstaining from drinking wine. Okay, but that is again one of the rules of Sharia. It has to be observed. But could it be taken as criterion for the religiosity of a particular society? That is the question. You can, again, outlaw, declare it illegal, to drink wine. Okay, and therefore you may not encounter any case of drinking. But that does not mean that people are more religious. Law is law. Let us know it. Law is law. That means if you do not observe it, you will be punished. And because of that, you have to observe it and you obey it. Per force or maybe voluntarily. But law is law. And as you know, even according to the teachings of religion, action depends on the niyyah, on the intention. If the intention is different, action is absolutely different and has got a different value. If you do not drink, not because you are a Muslim, but because you are under the force of the government. If you take hijab, not because of you are Muslim or you believe in hijab, but because of the force of the government, and so on and so forth. The intention actually dictates the action, and the intention tells us what the action is, and the spirit and the essence of the action constitutes the spirit of the action. Anyway, shells